Hey, welcome to Generation X3, the crazy show where one baby boomer tries to talk to three millennials about the topics of the day. Here's the millennials. I'm the baby boomer, John C. Dvorak, and our topic for today is Zine. Apparently, Lindsay Lohan has a, is this a magazine or a joke? And we have apparently a couple of fans of Lindsay Lohan here, including somebody down at the end of the table who thinks she's the sweetest thing ever.
Oh my God, yeah, my heart breaks for her. I love her. I want her babies.
Why? You want her babies? You know, it works the other way around.
Well, obviously that's what I meant. Shut up.
So what's Zine? Anybody know?
So this is my topic. Yeah, so it's a zine. Which are you familiar with zines? They're small publications.
I'm familiar with it. There used to be an actual printed publication that had a circulation of like 50.
Exactly.
And they were distributed around like underground.
For free, usually.
No, there were some paid ones, but go
like
on.
99
It's a small magazine.
Yeah.
It's a magazine.
It's it's sort of like a fan magazine, which is basically what Zine is.
It's all about Lindsay?
It's all about Lindsay. It's photos of her, newspaper clippings.
What's the difference between this and a website?
Pages.
Because there's a difference.
The Lindsay Lohan fan site.
And what I really like about this is that there is still a market for zines, which I love zines, because the difference of going to TMZ as opposed to buying this zine is one, you go to TMZ, it's just current news. I'm not going to buy the Lindsay one.
Okay, so
but I want to start making zines on other topics.
This is what I was going to say. There's still a market for them. Lindsay Lohan. Are you kidding me? This is what's selling in the zines.
No, there was 100 other ones.
Like what?
I don't know. I didn't look. I just looked at it real quick. This is the one that it was the newest one, so it made news. But
which brings up to another topic. You subscribe, of the three people here, to the Wall Street Journal.
I don't. I actually, they get it here, but I steal it every day.
You take it every day, so you're basically subscribing.
Yeah.
How many people here read print newspapers anymore? No.
I have the New York Times on my iPad.
Okay, she's an iPad. She still reads newspapers, but she reads iPad newspapers. He doesn't read anything.
Just online. No, I do, online.
But you read on websites.
Yeah.
You don't have the... But you read hard copy.
I love it. It's awesome. I also get this on my iPad.
You know, if anybody was to guess of the three people who actually still reads hard copy newspapers like the Times or the... You'd be the last guy they'd pick.
Well, hey, I don't know.
But you do. You actually do. And you actually read this.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. It's nice.
Why?
Well, I find that when you look at stuff online, you tend to miss a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's just not...
I
like the layout of newspapers.
You think you're better informed than these other two?
No, not necessarily.
Well, then so there's no other advantage except the fact that you can...
It's a personal preference.
You don't feel...
admire newspaper layouts.
You don't... Oh, that's good.
They have a good smell, too. When you flip the page, it's like...
It's nice.
They have a good smell?
Yeah.
It's like a book or a new magazine that you open. It's got a great smell. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Really?
Totally.
Yeah.
So you guys think the smell is an important factor?
Yeah.
Okay, it's like this. You probably can get that same exact information and be just as informed reading it online. But there's not as much soul. There's more soul in reading the actual newspaper.
I think that's not true.
I think that's true. I think that there's definitely something to holding something in your hand as opposed to like scrolling.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
But can I also mention that when you're subscribed to this, right, this piles up. And then it's just another thing I have to take care of.
It doesn't pile up.
It does.
Throw it away.
I agree with him.
Later.
No, they pile up.
Do you know how many newspapers I've piled up? 0.
Because you leave them
this is at work.
You leave them in the office.
I just throw it in the recycling bin.
At work.
So?
If you take the newspaper at home, in fact, it's funny you bring this up because it's one of the top reasons that people don't subscribe to newspapers anymore is because they accumulate.
Yeah.
You get a big stack of them, and then the stack falls over, and it's just ridiculous. And then sometimes you find that I subscribe to the New York Times, and I find every once in a while there's a copy I never opened. It's still there, and it's like a week old, and I'm thinking, should I read it? Maybe there's something important in here, and you get a guilt thing going on. So you're better off. I hate to say this because I used to work for a newspaper, but I think that it's an old-fashioned model that's dead.
Mm-hmm. I kind of agree with you, but that doesn't mean that I still won't go out swinging.
I would hope that maybe if they tightened it up, there's too many features in newspapers that are just kind of blather, and there's not enough, I think, the news to feature ratio.
Look how thick this is every single day. This is so thick.
It's like a small book.
Yeah.
And it takes a long time to get through all that stuff.
It can be
You never
stressful.
get through all. You never read all of it. Let's be
No.
honest.
Right.
At least online, I see interesting
Yeah.
title. I click it, I read it, and that's that.
But see, that is where also why I often choose to go to this, because I feel that you can skip stuff very you don't even
I
notice.
think it's more efficient.
Yeah.
I agree with that. You can really plow through it, but then you have all the downside, which is that you forget about
Look
it.
how much space this takes. I mean, how can I read this? Let's say I'm taking a muni or something.
It's like in everyone else's way.
Yeah.
Okay, but point being, this is cool. I like how they're making zines. I'm going to start making one. And so,
About what?
The only thing that stopped me is that I didn't want to lose money. If I can actually make $4 on some of
You
these,
started this
I'm gonna
off
start
saying
making 'em.
you started off the commentary saying that zines were free.
That's why I never made them.
Well, now you think that they were for sale, many of them. So I assume that you don't think the free model is the way to go.
This one costs $5.
That's ridiculous.
Would never pay $5 for information about Lindsay
Lindsay
Lohan that I can
Lohan.
find online.
Yeah.
But it's not if you actually look through it, it's not like that. It's laid out well. There's pictures that it's just cool. It's more like a small
Edition of 100.
portfolio.
An edition of 100,
Yeah. So they're making $500 of this.
if they're lucky.
Wow.
All right, that'll be it for this episode of Generation X3.